Welcome to the deep dive. You know that feeling, right? We've all been there. You've got these meticulous plans laid out, a really clear target locked in, and then, well, life happens. That carefully crafted outcome just sort of veers off course, leaves you feeling frustrated, maybe, even if the new path is actually okay or even good. Today, we're diving into a powerful idea that tackles this head on. It's the concept of keeping the end open.
Mhm.
It feels like a pretty profound shift, actually, in how we approach goals and, well, life.
Absolutely. Yeah, it really is. And our mission today, I think, is to unpack how this mindset, it doesn't just liberate you from, the tyranny of rigid expectations. It actually opens up this whole universe of unforeseen possibilities. We want to explore how you can truly embrace a future that's, well, still being written.
Okay, let's get into that.
Well,
When we talk about keeping the end open, it's really crucial to understand it's not about lacking ambition or abandoning your dreams. Quite the opposite, really. It's actually about having more control in a way, not less.
exactly. And what's fascinating here, and what our sources really seem to point to, is this crucial difference. It's about setting standards, right? Standards for your work and for yourself, rather than trying to force some projected outcome.
Oh.
Think of it like maybe a master chef. They don't just fixate on the perfect photo finish, you know? They focus on the quality of the ingredients, the precision in their technique, the integrity of their whole process. True power, you see, it lies in that quality of our input, the craftsmanship we bring, the standards we hold ourselves to, regardless of where the dish, so to speak, ultimately ends up.
That chef analogy really lands. It makes so much sense. So, practically speaking, how do we apply this? If we're not rigidly chasing down some fixed outcome, what are we pursuing then?
Great question. And it seems to boil down to two key areas. First, you set your standards high for your efforts. Demand excellence in, well, everything you do.
Yeah.
Every task, project, relationship, even just a learning moment. This isn't about chasing external praise or anything. It's more about the deep satisfaction of knowing you gave your absolute best.
Yeah.
Focusing on the craftsmanship,
Mm.
you know, the clarity of a report, the depth of a conversation, the dedication to getting better at something.
Right, the process itself.
Exactly. And then second, you set standards for yourself,
Uh,
cultivating those personal traits, discipline, resilience, kindness, curiosity, this internal work, this dedication to becoming a better version of you. That's entirely within your control, right?
okay, so it sounds like once those standards are met for the effort, for yourself, the next step is kind of a big one. It's about letting go.
Precisely. And here's really the key takeaway we found. Once you've genuinely poured your best into the process, upheld your highest standards, you have to release your grip on the precise outcome. Let it go.
But why is that release so vital? I know for me, and probably for a lot of people listening, it feels, well, counterintuitive. You put in all that work. Why wouldn't you cling to the specific result you wanted?
Yeah, I get that. It's because clinging too rigidly to a predetermined end carries these significant risks, often risks we don't even see. Our sources suggest that too much fixation on just one outcome can, well, it can blind you. You might inadvertently close doors to better paths.
Better paths.
Yeah, outcomes that are more expansive, maybe more fulfilling, or just different in a good way than you could have ever planned for. You might miss this incredible opportunity right in front of you just because it doesn't fit that original picture you had in your head.
Ah, I see.
And secondly, when reality deviates from your vision, and let's be honest, it almost always does, even slightly, it often leads to disappointment, frustration, even if the actual outcome is still positive, maybe even better. That feeling of, but it wasn't my exact plan, can kind of overshadow the real success.
That rings true.
And finally, a really fixed end can stifle creativity, adaptability too. It makes you less flexible, less willing to pivot when maybe you should. It can blind you to alternative routes that might actually be more efficient or more joyful or just more aligned with where you're truly meant to go.
That makes so much sense. Missing the truly great because you're too focused on the maybe just the good you first imagined. So, what does embracing this mindset truly mean for you? For us listening in our everyday lives, how does it feel?
Well, I think it means cultivating this sense of radical openness and deep trust. Trust in the quality of your effort. Trust in your own ability to adapt, to handle whatever comes. And trust that by consistently showing up, doing your absolute best, maintaining your integrity, the end that unfolds will be precisely what it's supposed to be. It might look different from your initial vision, sure, but the evidence suggests it often turns out to be richer, deeper, and somehow more perfectly aligned with your journey than anything you could have rigidly planned.
So the message is, go forth. Plan with intention, definitely. Work with dedication, absolutely. Strive for excellence in, every fiber of your being. But remember to hold that end lightly. Allow it to be unwritten. Allow it to surprise you. Allow it to be the natural, organic culmination of your authentic efforts.
Exactly. Because when you keep the end open, you're not just creating a plan. You're actually creating space. Space for destiny, perhaps, to unfold. You're not just achieving a goal. You're becoming the person who is capable of receiving something far greater than you could ever have projected for yourself.